हेलो माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, हाउ आर यू ऑल? सर ये जो आप धप्पा करके आते हो ना, बता रहा हूँ, एकदम छुपन छुपाई मत खेला करो आप. अच्छा, oh, is that really? Oh, really? Now, today in this class we are going to start a very new chapter. The chapter's name is Operations Planning. You guys know about operations, right? You know about operations, you know about operations management, you know about operations system. Advantage, disadvantage, ठीक है, वो अलग बात है. ठीक है, basic पता है. You guys are much clear with the basic itself. Now in this class, what we are going to start that basically relates with the sweet shop in our country. Sweet shop. How that can be related? I am going to tell you each and everything about that. How that is related, how the things are going to work. First of all, when it comes to planning of a business, what are the things which are required? In this chapter, we are going to study each and everything which is required with the operational planning. Operational planning, yes. First of all, please tell me how many of you, please do not use Facebook during my classroom. After my classroom, you can use Facebook, okay? But just make sure that while using Facebook, how many of you used to check such kind of things like, sir, why are you smiling? Let me tell you, people are so interesting. People are too much curious about while checking such kind of things. How many children they are going to have? Come on, you are just 20, 21, 22. बस अभी से check कर रहे हो कितने बच्चे होंगे तुम्हारे. Now people are, they are, पता नहीं कितनी खुशी होती है. People used to check like which car you are going to own in future, how many properties you are going to have. Come on, seriously. At today's scenario, my dear students, internet is not free. It seems like people are free. ऐसा नहीं लगता है कि internet free है ना, लोग ही खाली बैठे हैं. How many? So what is this? Sir, this is Bhavishwavani forecasting. Yes, exactly. This is forecasting. So how the forecasting takes place when it comes to a business? How the things are going to work? So we are going to take care of both of the things. That means theory part and practical part as well. Okay. Now, moving further, what are the next things? Next is, okay, before moving further, let me show you a video. After looking at that video, we are going to, take out some of the points. After looking at the video, we are going to take out some of the points, and after that, we will basically start with some good things. Okay, catch you over there. So, my dear students, the video is about to start. Sir, what he is making? He's basically, making samosas. Do you guys know about this? I have muted the audio part just because I want you guys to listen to me. So he's making samosas, okay? He's making samosas. Please look at them very carefully. Just look at the images. You need not to basically look at anything else. Just look at the images. Look at the things what are going on. Sir, use it. That's not, sir, it's, go for hygiene. Just look at the samosas. Yum. It's okay. Just forget about the locality. Forget about each and everything. Just look at the, what is going on over there. Okay. Got it? You people have noticed some of the things over here. Let's go back to chapter now. No cheating at all. Now, just tell me what you have noticed. Sir, there were people standing over there. Okay. What about rest of the things? That was just for entertainment. Let me tell you that what we are going to cover in this chapter today. First of all, we are going to cover about demand forecasting. That how much the demand is going to be today. That person was making samosas, right? That person was making samosa. How many samosa he is going to make so that they will get basically completed or they will get finished by end of the day. ताकि दिन की एंड में उसके पास सब कुछ खत्म हो जाए. He will not be left anything else. कैसे डिमांड को फोरकास्ट करेगा? How much planning he is going to do for his capacity? How many samosas? A forecasting is a different thing and a planning is a different thing. If he is going to make 100 samosas today, he has to plan accordingly. He has to make a plan for that I will be making 100 samosas today. Right? There should be a plan for that. How much is the capacity requirement? How many customers you people tend to get on a daily basis? If he used to sell 50 samosas every day, can he make 500 samosas? Will that be good for him? No, sir. If he's selling 50 samosas, it is not feasible to basically make 500 samosas. What about facility location? What about the factory layout or the layout of a particular place? Okay. What about the design? What about the location of your place? If that samosa place is located into a hospital where no guests are allowed, will that work? एक ऐसी जगह where each and everybody is falling ill, each and everybody is suffering from some kind of diseases. Will anybody is going to have samosa? No, nobody is going to have samosa. Facility layout. How you are going to design your factory? What are the factors which are required to be kept in mind? How many resources are required? What is the material requirement? While making 500 samosas, what is the material that required? How many material will be required? How many resources will be required? So this is the outline of our chapter. And ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, okay, economic batch quantity and practical questions. This is what we are going to cover in today's class. Now moving on to next. Now we are going to start with demand forecasting first of all. After that we'll be moving on to next of the chapters accordingly. So noted. Now moving on to the very first topic. This is demand forecasting, which you used to call as demand forecasting. So people are very much interested. People are too much idle. They used to basically go to Facebook and they used to check how many children are I'm going to have. Come on, पहले पास तो हो जा. Children's. Which car I'm going to own? Okay, really? वो पंडित जी बता देंगे अभी से है ना कि कौन सी गाड़ी लेने वाले हो तुम लोग. How much salary I'm going to earn after a period of 10 years? Really? Really? You guys straight away believe that without doing such kind of hard work, you guys will be getting car, income, children and each and everybody, right? है ना? ऐसे मतलब Facebook पर करने से तो सब आ जाएगा. You need not to do anything else. Now moving on to next. So this forecasting is related to business. Is done in respect of business. IRO means in respect of business. So what does forecasting means? Forecasting means peeping into future. Peeping into future. Hey, do you guys have seen Krish 3? Have you seen Krish movie? Krish movie of Hrithik Roshan? There was a machine made for forecasting. Have you seen that? देखिए क्रिश के अंदर माँ मेरी शक्तियों का गलत इस्तेमाल हुआ है माँ ऐसे बोलता है उसके अंदर क्रिश मूवी yes okay so there is a systematic method of probing the future is known as demand forecasting. Such systematic method means there are a lot of methods. We'll be discussing about that as well. Okay, for the time being, in order to मतलब आपके मन के अंदर की जो इच्छाएं हैं उसको शांत करने के लिए, just to basically, make you guys satisfied about the wishes which are or the wants which are there into your mind. So let us suppose, beta, there's a company. This company in the year 2005, 2006, and 2007, they have made a sale of 10 lakh rupees. Over here 15 lakh, over here they have made 20 lakh rupees. How much sales they are going to make in the year 2008? 10, 15, 20. What next? Sir, 25. What is this? It's just a systematic method of probing the future. You guys really know the future? No, future is uncertain. So, but you people have basically adopted a systematic approach in order to probe the future. This is demand forecasting. Okay? So now, what is forecasting of sales? Forecasting of sales refers to an act of making prediction. About future sales. Followed by detailed analysis of facts related to future situations. And forces which may affect business at all. Business as whole. So forecasting of sales, basically it's all about a prediction that is related to future sales. If you have made a sales of 10 lakhs this year, how many sales? So my dear students, how many of you have basically heard about that thing? I mean, that Coca-Cola, that not Coca-Cola, that is Coca-Cola or PepsiCo. They have just sold, if anything goes, wrong in your life, don't worry. Coca-Cola has just sold 25 bottles into its very first year. So forecasting of sales, it's all about prediction of future sales. Predicting the future sales by a detailed analysis. ऐसा नहीं कि हाँ ये मंत्र पढ़ लो इससे तुम्हारी इतनी सेल हो जाएगी, नहीं. Detailed analysis of facts related to future situations. That what are going to be the situations in future and the forces, and definitely that forecasting is that forecasting is going to affect the business also. Okay, should I go ahead now, my dear students? Done. It's all about predicting the future sales on the basis of a detailed analysis plus keeping in mind future situations. Should I go ahead? Now, let me write a couple of more things about this. Production and operations management. Production management, or you can say operations management. Production management, operations management will produce, is responsible for producing goods, na? Will produce goods as per sales program. As per sales program given by sales department. Given by sales department. People who are there into sales, na? Sales department is the only thing which do not require any kind of, special qualification, but still people can earn good over there. But it has to operate. It has to operate. But it has to operate as per machine capacity required. Okay, comma, materials required, and so on. So what happens in every organization, that sales department used to draw a sales program or a sales policy or a sales program for every next year, that in next year we'll be achieving this much sales. Okay, after that the sales department used to forward the sales program which has been decided by sales department to the production department, and after that who is going to produce? The production or operations department, right? Operations department. And after that the operations production department is going to decide that how many things they can make. For that, they will consider the number of machines which they have, the number of the amount of raw material required. But let us suppose the sales program is related to 10 lakh units. अब कौन सोचेगा इस बारे में? The production department has to think that how many machines, how many raw material will be required for this. कितनी चीजें चाहिए होंगी, क्या-क्या किस production को कैसे-कैसे करना है. Who is going to think about it? Okay, they are going to think about it. The production department is going to think about it, that how we are going to produce the goods with minimum cost. Okay, should I go ahead? Noted. Now, moving on to next. Please pause over here. जितने बच्चों ने नोट नहीं किया है, you can pause over here, my dear students. Should I go ahead? Yes, sir. You can go ahead. Okay, thank you. Next is The time range selected, the time range selected for forecasting, depends on purpose for which forecast is made. The forecasting totally depends on the purpose. For which purpose you are making forecasting? You are making forecasting in respect of sales, or else you are making forecastings for revenue, you are making forecasting for profit, you are making forecasting for the growth. Each and everything has a different scenario. If I am going to talk about you guys, if you are going to talk about forecast about your passing marks, whether you are going to pass or fail, just note down each and everything properly. No one can stop you from being passing your exam. Okay? Yeah. Whether you are going to pass, whether you are going to score in merit, whether you are going to score a distinction. So each and everything has basically a different phenomena. On the basis of that, a time range is selected. If you merely want to pass, you need not to study each and everything. You can just merely go through with the important topics. If you want to get an exemption, that means 60 plus, you have to focus on a lot of things. And if you want to get distinction, my dear students, you have to basically quit each and everything and focus on to your examination. So that time range really matters. This time range can be from 1 week to years, to some years. This can be from 1 week to some years. Okay, there can be short range forecasting. There can be medium range forecasting. And there can be long range forecasting. Long range forecasting. Okay. Short term forecasting, that may be of 1 week. That within 1 week how much we can earn. Within 1 week how much I can do. Okay. But when it comes to next, okay, 1 week, 2 week, or that can be a couple of months. That means 2 months. That's it. That is going to be the period. What is going to be the medium range? Medium range can be from 3 months to 6 months. Okay? Whereas long range forecasting can be from 1 year to many years. That can be from one particular 1 year to many years forecasting. That from today itself we are going to do blah 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 blah, so many things. Okay? समझ में आया थोड़ा थोड़ा? आगे चलें बेटा. Should I go ahead? This short-term range forecasting is most helpful in production planning. When it comes to your production planning, this is most helpful. Okay? Got it? Should I go ahead? For a long range, the period which is generally adopted by corporates or the businesses, that is near around 5 years. 5 years period is generally adopted when it comes to the long range forecasting. Okay? Chale beta aage. In some cases, this can be 10 to 15 years. Depending upon the type of company as well. Okay, depending upon the type of company, the long range forecasting can range from 10 to 15. Generally, it's 5. Rest upon the things are depending upon the project. If that is a real estate project, उसको बनाने में ही 10 साल लग जाता है. Real estate वाले बनाने में ही 10 साल लग जाएंगे तो चलाओगे कैसे? Okay. Sir, why we basically tend to have medium and short range and that? What are the purposes of forecasting? What is the purpose of forecasting? Okay. So we'll note down each and everything into a single column. Purpose of forecasting. Here I'll note down about short term forecasting. Here we'll note down about medium term forecasting. And here we'll note down about long term forecasting. ठीक है. When it comes to what is going to be the purpose of short term forecasting, when it comes to short term forecasting, it means to estimate inventory requirement. Estimate inventory. You guys know about ना inventory requirement. हाँ, जिसको नहीं पता ना, अपन खुद को दोबारा से शीशे में देखो और बोलो कि बेटा जागो जागो मोहन प्यारे जागो. If you guys don't know about inventory, estimate inventory requirement. This is done to provide transport facility for finished goods. Better you guys have much a larger page from as compared to me. मेरे से compare करोगे तो तुम लोग के पास बहुत बड़ा पेज है. तो मैं एक काम करता हूँ, यहाँ पे सिर्फ शॉर्ट टर्म वाला लिख देता हूँ. ठीक है चलेगा ना. ठीक है मैं लिख देता हूँ. हाँ, करना क्या होगा ना कि ऐसे चलते मिक्सअप हो जाएगा सारा. ठीक है. सो लेट मी नाउ erase a couple of things over here. I'll basically note down each and everything associated with short term over here. Okay. You guys can continue with that column. You guys can continue with that. No issues, huh? You guys can continue with the same pattern. Provide transport facility. Moving on to next. Decide workload. To the employees. For men and machines. Sir, why they have used men here? Because men इसलिए यूज होता है क्योंकि men में तो men आता ही है, women में भी men आता है, इसलिए men यूज होता है. अच्छा सर, हमें लगा पैट्रियाटिक सोसाइटी है ये. अच्छा. ये क्या होती है सर? कुछ नहीं, गलती से निकल गया. कुछ नहीं. Find working capital need. कि how much working capital is required now, how much load will be given to the people, how much transport is required. If you come to know about that in this week in factory 5,000 units of raw material is going to come, you are going to basically arrange the transport accordingly. If you came to know about that 50,000 goods are going to be made this week, 50,000 units are going to be produced this week, you are going to manage the transport accordingly. 50,000 बना रहे हो, you have to basically make the inventory requirements accordingly. वहाँ पे ऐसा तो चलेगा नहीं ना बेटा कि if you are standing on to at a manager level, you cannot tell them sir आज inventory नहीं है. ये कोई घर थोड़ी है कि there is no आज चीनी नहीं है, क्या करे भाग के जाके दुकान से ले आए. ऐसे थोड़ी होता है घर की तरह कि जाके भाग के मार्केट से ले आओगे, ऐसे नहीं होता है वहाँ पे. ठीक है. So you have to manage a lot of things over there. Working capital. Okay, to fix sales quota. How much sales you are going to make in this week or a couple of months. To find overtime required. Why overtime is required? If an employee, छोटी सी बात है, एक employee है, that employee is making, रुक जाओ. If an employee is making in a particular day 50 units, महीने में कितनी बनाएगा? 1500 सर. हाँ ठीक है, on an average I am taking each and every day as working day. महीने में कितनी बनाएगा? 1500. Now if he is going to make 1500, you have 10 employees. How much they are going to make? Sir 15,000. Okay, but the requirement for this month is 18,000. अब क्या करें? सर ओवरटाइम कराओ, है ना. ओवरटाइम कराओगे, कितना ओवरटाइम कराओगे? You have to calculate that as well, because your monthly production is 15,000 units, but this month you need 18,000. You have to basically manage the overtime cycle accordingly. Simple. ठीक है, मैनेज कर लोगे उसको. चलो आप मूविंग ऑन टू नेक्स्ट. अब इसको नोट कर लो बेटा जल्दी से. Short term forecasting. What is the purpose of short term forecasting? After that we will be moving on to the purpose of medium term forecasting. Noted. Pause. Next is medium term forecasting. Okay, just hold on. Let me check a thing. Let me check something. So now, sir, क्या check कर रहे थे? नहीं बता रहा. Medium term forecasting to determine budget over expenses. To determine budget over expenses. So beta, this is what our government basically do. They used to have 1 year plan. You people know about Finance Act, or people know about what do you guys call it as budget? You guys know it as about budget. So what is over there? जो budget है, that budget is available, that what you guys are going to do over there, that if that budget is available, so government क्या करती है? Government used to do that on a yearly basis. In February, ऐसे ही होता है, हर साल February basis पे government used to determine budget, and after that they are going to expend, basically tell you that how much expenses we are going to contribute towards railway, how much we are going to give to defense, how much कितने खर्चे हैं और इनकम कैसे होने वाली है. ओके, इनकम तो कभी बताते ही नहीं है कि इस साल इतना टैक्स बढ़ेगा जिसकी वजह से ऐसे होने वाला है, वो तो कुछ बताते ही नहीं. नेक्स्ट इज टू डिटरमाइन डिविडेंड पॉलिसी. सर डिविडेंड दैट रिलेटेड टू इक्विटी शेयर्स. हाँ, और कौन सा डिविडेंड होता है? टू डिटरमाइन द डिविडेंड पॉलिसी, टू फाइंड एंड कंट्रोल मेंटेनेंस एक्सपेंसेस. Maintenance expenses. If you are maintaining a particular thing, you are maintaining your inventory, or else you are maintaining the machines, how you can basically control the expenses related to maintenance? Plan for capacity adjustments. Plan for capacity adjustment. Next is determine schedule of operations. Determine schedule of operations. If your company is going to do something, if you are looking for an expansion, then you are going to basically figure out that what is going to be your schedule for such kind of operations, how the things are going to move, कौन से step के बाद कौन सा step लेना है. For that medium forecasting is used. Okay, बेटा I hope आप लोग ऐसे ही बना रहे हो 1, 2, 3 करके. यहाँ short था या medium था या long आएगा. सर फोरकास्टिंग है या कपड़ों का साइज? हाँ, इसके बाद एक्सेल आएगा, फिर उसके बाद डबल एक्सेल आएगा, है ना, फिर यहाँ ट्रिपल एक्सेल आएगा. पढ़ थोड़ी रहे हम. एक्सेल सोचो एक ऐसी चीज है ना, एक्सेल प्लानिंग, ट्रिपल एक्सेल प्लानिंग. चलो लेट्स गो हेड. नोटेड बेटा? यू कैन पॉज ओवर हियर, प्लीज पॉज नाउ. व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ लॉन्ग टर्म फोरकास्टिंग? Long-term forecasting. Long-term forecasting means to work out expected capital expenditure. You guys know about capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Capital expenditure पता है क्या होता है? Revenue expenditure normal sales पे होता है. Capital expenditure when you are acquiring any of the assets. Okay, for future development. Next is to determine expected cash flow. From sales. How much cash flow you are going to have into the new, for over a certain period of time. Long-term financing is over a period of 5 years, and for depending upon project that can range from 10 to 15 years. Okay, so to plan for future manpower requirement. So if your company is planning something, future manpower requirement. बेटा, if your company is planning something, if your company is planning कि ठीक है, now Baba Ramdev is planning to be there into real estate. Okay, Baba Ramdev is planning to be there into real estate. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि आज प्लान किया कल आ जाएंगे, ऐसा तो नहीं हो पाएगा. They need to have a certain plan. एक प्लान होना चाहिए इनके पास. अब काम बढ़ाएंगे तो मैन पावर भी ज्यादा चाहिए. काम बढ़ाओगे तो आपको कैश के बारे में पता होना चाहिए कि पतंजलि की प्रोडक्ट से कितनी सेल हो रही है, पैसा कितना आएगा, उसके हिसाब से तो लगाओगे. आप काम बढ़ाओगे तो आपको ये भी पता होना चाहिए कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर कितना करना है, कितनी मशीनरी, कितनी एसेट्स, कितना प्लॉट, कितना लैंड, क्या लेना है क्या नहीं लेना, ये सब पता होना चाहिए. इसके लिए फोरकास्टिंग तो करोगे ही. ऐसा तो है नहीं जब गवर्नमेंट फोरकास्टिंग करती है बजट के अंदर तो हम लोग क्यों नहीं. ओके, नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू नेक्स्ट, द प्लान फॉर मैन पावर रिक्वायरमेंट. to plan for material requirement. How much material will be required? Material requirement. To plan for R&D. R&D means research and development. It's research and development. Because this is really one of the most important factors at these days. If you want to grow your business without R&D, nothing can be possible. Because if you don't know about market, how you can expand? ठीक है, आप एक मार्केट में दुकान खोलने के लिए जा रहे हो, आप मार्केट के बारे में कुछ नहीं जानते. Into a market which is totally related to, fruits, जिसे हम मंडी कहते हैं. मंडी के अंदर आप गए, आपने क्या किया? मंडी के अंदर आप वहां पे गए हो, you should open a basically place, you should open such kind of shop over there which is related to the market ना. आपने क्या किया? वहां पे कुछ जाके अलग से ही दुकान खोल दी. सर अलग से दुकान खोल दी मतलब आप वहां पे बैठ के गाड़ियों के स्पेयर पार्ट्स बेच रहे हो. यू आर सेलिंग द स्पेयर पार्ट्स ऑफ व्हीकल्स इनटू अ मंडी. पता है क्या होती है? फ्रूट एंड वेजिटेबल मार्केट. It's a fruit and vegetable market over a radius of 5 kilometers, and you are sitting over there and you are selling like, अरे यहाँ spare parts बेचेंगे ना, we are going to sell spare parts over there. Okay, so we have to basically identify the things accordingly. There is R&D which is really important. Okay, इसके बारे में बात करेंगे, place के बारे में, how basically the things which are required. Okay, now every person who is going to forecast, who is going for forecasting, if you have done a particular forecasting, there are some factors influencing forecasting. Factors influencing forecasting, which can influence forecasting, which can deviate from your forecasting. If you have basically done a forecasting that in the coming year we are going to sell 1 lakh units. Okay, this is your forecasting. This can be affected by multiple factors. What are the multiple factors? First of all, it's environmental changes. It's environmental changes. So this, let me add a couple of more zeros. This is a target of Mother Dairy, that they are going to sell Mother Dairy ice cream. Mother Dairy ice cream up to 1 million ice creams they are going to sell this year. Okay, but the environmental changes are over there. There can be environmental changes, there can be summers in which they are going to meet their target, but अगर सर्दियां आ जाएंगी तो ice cream कौन खाएगा मित्रों? Right? So that basically is an environment change. You cannot do into that. You cannot do anything. In summer, the sale is going to boost up like this, but whereas in winters, it can be on to a very, very low scale. But now, moving on to next, environment. Changes in preference. Changes in preference of user. How Amul came into picture. Just like each and everybody was operating into market. People used to have Tata tea, people used to have a lot of things, other different things. Suddenly, Baba Ramdev came into picture with Patanjali. So all of the people shifted towards from Tata tea or any of the products to Patanjali. What was that? That was change in the preference, change in the priority of user, change in the priority of customer. जब तक टाटा टी चल रहा था लोगों ने क्या किया? पतंजलि आते ही पतंजलि टी की साइड चले गए. हर्बल टी पियेंगे, हर्बल टी. Number of competitive products. That how many products are over there in market? Number of competitive products. How many products are over there? So let us suppose there is Tata tea and Patanjali only. Still Tata tea can make a good fight. If you came to know about X, Y, Z, A, B, C, these are also tea companies. ये भी आ गई अब market के अंदर. Now the competition is going to be tough. Why it is going to be tough? Because previously the number of competitive products, the number of competitors in market, they were very less. Now they have increased. देखो बेटा, अगर मार्केट के अंदर there is one player and multiple people are over there, क्या होगा? सर मोनोपोली है, मजे से खेलेगा. Moving on to next, if there are two competitors and a large number of buyers, what will happen now? सर फिर भी चल जाएगा. If there are hundred of sellers and thousands of people to purchase, what will happen? Your forecasting is going to decrease now. Your forecasted results, they are going to deviate. एक जगह पे जहां पे आप अकेले बेच रहे थे, आज 100 लोग बेच रहे हैं, 100 लोग मार्केट में आ चुके हैं. There are hundreds of sellers now. आपकी जो सेल्स होगी आएगी नीचे, बिल्कुल आएगी यार, बिल्कुल आएगी नीचे. ठीक है. नंबर ऑफ कॉम्पिटिटिव प्रोडक्ट्स. नेक्स्ट इज disposable income of customer. You have to keep in mind the income of people while designing your product. So let us suppose if I tell you that I am making a tea which is 2000 rupees kg. Will you purchase it? बताओ, खरीदोगे? चाय बेच रहा हूं मैं, 2000 रुपए किलो चाय, 2000 रुपए किलो चाय बेचोगे? खरीदोगे? नहीं सर, नहीं खरीद पाएंगे 2000 रुपए किलो चाय, because our pocket does not allow. So that's why you have to keep in mind the disposable income, how much a customer basically spends. You have to keep that in your mind also. Okay, चलो, now moving on to next. अब चलते हैं अगले वाले पे. Okay, these are the factors influencing forecasting. Now, production factors. Some of the production factors are over there. Production factors are over there that should be kept in mind. That should be kept in mind for a proper forecasting. If you are going to do a forecasting, that means production factors should be there into your. Okay, which are required, production factors which are required to be kept in mind, that which are required to be considered for forecasting. What are those production factors? Demand of product. If you are going to do a forecasting, if I am doing a forecasting for Patanjali and if I am doing a forecasting for Baidyanath, सुना है Baidyanath? Both of them really plays a very different role. Rate of labor absenteeism. Sir, what is this? कितना टाइम आपकी जो लेबर है वो छुट्टी करती है? If there are, let us suppose, 26 working days into your factory, people used to come only for 15 days. How you will basically meet the forecasting demand? If you have basically attained the target, तो पूरा कैसे करोगे? लेबर ही नहीं आ रही है तो बनेगा कैसे काम? माल कैसे बनेगा? That is available. Next is availability of material. Availability of material here refers to the inputs. Availability of material. Available capacity of machines. How much is capacity of your machine? Available capacity of machine. How much is your machine's capacity? What is the maintenance schedule? Just like the maintenance of your air conditioners, what is going to be the maintenance schedule and delivery date schedule? If a production is going to be done, how much the time it is going to take to be there at the delivery time? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि एकदम ऐसे हुआ कि हाँ आपने एकदम से मतलब प्रोडक्ट डाला और बन गया तैयार. It is going to take some time. It is going to take some time. Remember that kurkure? That also takes some time. If someone has placed an order for 1 lakh kg kurkure, what kurkure will say? Kurkure क्या बोलेगा? कल आके ले जा. Kurkure will not tell them कि ठीक है भैया कल आके ले जा. No, that is going to take some time. They have some of the maintenance of. They have the capacity of machine is required to be kept in mind. If a machine has basically a speed, मशीन की एक स्पीड होती है. ऐसे नहीं है कि आप डालते जाओगे और वो मतलब एकदम रजनीकांत स्टाइल में निकाल देगा सारे. नहीं, that is not going to happen. That machine basically takes a time to develop a product. If you have placed input into the machine, it is going to take some time. Let us say, that means 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever the time is. That is going to take some time. अब मैंने आपको पढ़ाया कि आप कल पेपर दे दोगे? नहीं, आप पढ़ोगे, उसको याद करोगे, उसको रिवाइज करोगे. Then you are going to give your examination. Right? Moving on to next. Availability of material. What kind of material? Rate of labor absenteeism. How much? The labor used to take leaves. how much is the demand of your product that you used to take from marketing department? From marketing department. That you used to take from marketing department. Marketing department से ये टेक्निक्स आपको लेनी पड़ेगी. पता चलना पड़ेगा कि what is our demand in market. पता चले प्रोडक्ट आपका बिक ही नहीं रहा है, your product is not even able to be sold a single piece and you are planning for 1 lakh units. You are planning for 1 lakh units और पिछले साल की सेल कितनी है? Just 2500 sales you have made last year. So you have to keep in mind the demand of your product as well. डिमांड ही नहीं है. अगर समोसे बनाऊंगा 1 लाख बिक जाएंगे, ठीक है. अगर मिर्ची वाले पकौड़े बनाऊंगा तो 2500 सेल्स आर मच डिफिकल्ट. 2500 बेचना भी मुश्किल है, ठीक है. सर मिर्ची वाले, हाँ एकदम मिर्च टू मच स्पाइसी. सर आप क्या हलवाई थे क्या पहले? तुम लोगों को कैसे पता? सच्ची बताओ, तुम लोगों को कैसे पता? अच्छा, दैट वाज जस्ट अ जोक. प्लीज गो अहेड. Steps for forecasting. Steps for forecasting. How the forecasting is going to be done. How the forecasting is going to take place. So first of all, you have to determine the objective of forecasting. Determine the objective of forecasting. What is going to be the objective? Let us suppose what happens over there कि आप गए सीधा सीधा पंडित जी के पास. पंडित जी ने कहा ये रहा मेरा हाथ. पंडित जी को दिखा, पंडित जी ये लो हाथ देखो, बताओ क्या मैं इस बारी पास हो जाऊंगा? पंडित जी पता क्या बोल रहे हैं? None of them. I'm not criticizing them. I'm just giving you guys an example what I have faced into my life. None of them is going to tell you any time कि सब कुछ ठीक है. कोई कभी बताता है कि सब कुछ ठीक है? आज तक मैंने नहीं सुना दोस्तों कि किसी ने आपको कहा हो कि घर जाइए सब कुछ ठीक है, थोड़ी मेहनत और कीजिए ना. They are going to tell you something. They are going to insert something that this thing is over there. Just in ग्रहों की दशा की वजह से ऐसा हो रहा है, ऐसा हो रहा है, आप ये कर लो वो कर. They are never going to tell you that everything is perfect. Never. Now moving on to next. So first of all, if I have given him my hand, I am telling him कि पंडित जी पास हो जाऊंगा मैं इस बारी. What he's saying, you'll get married next year. I said, what? What? क्या कह रहा है? First of all, the purpose of forecasting should be clear. जो मैं पूछना चाह रहा हूं वही बताएगा वो. If the company is doing forecasting for sales, there is a different criteria. If company is doing forecasting for a different project that relates to for expansion is something different. Whereas sales into samosa is something different. Whereas opening a new unit is different. Right? First of all, the objective should be clear. कि पढ़ाई किस लिए कर रहे हो? पेपर पास करने के लिए या अच्छा प्रोफेशनल बनने के लिए? अच्छा प्रोफेशनल बनो बेटा, पढ़ाई तो पीछे पीछे आएगी. सॉरी अपॉर्चुनिटीज तो पीछे पीछे आएंगी. Opportunities are going to chase you. Well said, Baba Ranchod Das. Determine the objective of forecasting. Okay, while writing over here, I am assuming that you guys now can basically write down two lines about each and every topic. जब मैं ये लिख रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, I am assuming that you guys can write two lines about each and every topic. जहाँ पे ना लिखनी आए मुझसे पूछ लेना, मैं बता दूंगा. मुश्किल वाले पे मैं लिखवाऊंगा, और अगर आपको नहीं पता चल रहा है प्लीज लेट मी नो. ईमेल भी है आपके पास, वहां पे बता दूंगा. ठीक है. Now, determine the objective of forecasting. Select the period. Select the period over which. Select the period over which forecasting can be made. For which period you are looking for that? For which period you are looking for that? That is going to determine whether it's a long-term forecasting. Beta, at present, if I am going to talk about that I am making forecasting for year 2040, will that be a short-term, medium-term, long-term? Long-term. If I am going to be there at a part of medium-term, let us take it as 2020. This is going to be a medium-term, right? If I am to take it as short-term, that means a couple of months. Short-term, couple of months. ठीक है. Medium-term, 2020, 2022, जैसे भी आपको लगाना है. Okay, so the forecasting basically depends upon the period for which you are making Such kind of forecasting that depends upon that which method you are going to use, which approach you are going to use. That is going to be a long-term financing, long-term forecasting, medium-term forecasting, or short-term forecasting. Okay, got it? Now after that you are going to select the method. You are going to select the method you want to use for forecasting. Now listen over here. So there are multiple things. पहला तो आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या था कि आप पंडित जी से पूछने क्या वाले हो, पंडित जी लीजिए देखिए बताइए, ठीक है. Now the next thing is that for which period you are looking for. You want to know about कि सर पंडित जी बताओ मेरे बच्चे कितने होंगे, ऐसे देख के बताना चाहते हो, जैसे फेसबुक पे देखते हो पंडित जी बताओ मैं आपसे 10 साल बाद का प्लान. You are looking for a plan of after 10 years, or else you are looking for right now forecasting. So whether I'm going to pass this examination or not. Okay, so that forecasting has a difference. It's a long term forecasting, that after a period of 10 years how many children I'm going to have. ठीक है, अभी छोटे 10 साल तक तुम क्या, ठीक है. Now which method you are going to use? There are many methods for forecasting. So first of all let me give you a very rare example. कुछ लोग पंडित जी को हाथ दिखाते हैं, पंडित जी this is palmistry. Giving your date of birth, that is one of the styles. Giving your what you people used to call it as kundali. Yeah. That is also one of the styles. Okay. And what else? ऐसा 5 होता है ना हाथ. Giving your it's something based on numerology as well. There are a number of things. There are many techniques for forecasting. So which technique your company is going to adopt for forecasting? ये techniques मैं अभी आगे चल के बताऊंगा. For selecting a particular method, which method you are going to decide, that needs gathering of information. So if you want to get your future predicted, you have to basically send your kundali to Pandit ji. Or else you have to take your kundali to Pandit ji. What he will do after that? He will gather information. आपकी कुंडली देख के तो बताएंगे. Gathering of information to be used in forecast. There are now a couple of sources. That is primary source. And the next is secondary source. Primary source is from records of firm. Or records of business. That is secondary source is from records of outside means. So what happens over there? There are basically 2 types of data which is associated. अब यहाँ पे 2 तरीके का डेटा. किस तरीके का डेटा? The very first one is which the firm has, जो फर्म ने खुद कलेक्ट किया है मार्केट से. और else फर्म ने क्या देखा? फर्म ने देखा टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया पे आ रहा है, हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स पे आ रहा है, गवर्नमेंट की वेबसाइट से, वहां से उठा लिया, आउटसाइड सोर्सेज से. If you have taken something from the inside sources, that means within the firm itself, that is primary data. If you have taken something from the outside, that is secondary data. ठीक है, आया समझ? Now moving on to next. अब चलते हैं आगे. Now primary data, primary source, secondary source. After that, what you are going to do? You are going to make forecast. Okay, got it? Understood? Should I go ahead now? Now what is left, sir? Now we are left with the computation techniques. That is going to be a practical part. Okay, so what happens over there? That what are the things which are required to be done? First of all, you have to find out the objective. After that, you have to find out the period, for which period you are going to do forecasting. After that, which method you are going to basically adopt. After that method, what kind of information you want to have, from where you have taken the information, from your firm itself or from outside means. If it's from your firm, it's primary source. If it's from outside source, it means secondary source. Okay. Now, moving on to next. After that, you are going to make a forecast. And this forecast has basically some of the techniques which we are going to discuss later on. So for the time being, my dear students, the class is over here. शक्लें मत बनाओ तुम लोग. जल्दी से वापस आ रहा हूँ. अगली क्लास में मिलते हैं. उसको पढ़ते हैं. वहां पे थोड़ी कैलकुलेशन है. ऐसे कैलकुलेशन आएगी. सर ऐसे फिर से करके दिखाना. ये ऐसे कैलकुलेशन आएगी थोड़ी सी. फिर से करके दिखाना. पॉज करके करवा लो बार बार. चलो, now moving on to next. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. We'll catch you in next class. Bye.